And this is the irony of ironies. Everybody thinks Bitcoin is risky because it's volatile. It's volatile because it's not risky. None of these assets are beating the monetary inflation rate. So what do they invest in? Financial advisors, they're looking for an alternative investment that's going to provide performance without direct correlation to risk. And they've been stuck in a rut for 30 years. This is JP Morgan's family office survey. What do people own? They own some private equity, some public equity, some real estate, some cash, some bonds, some commodities, infrastructure. You notice commodities are the least popular. The other stuff are pretty conventional. But coming back to this chart, none of these assets are beating the monetary inflation rate. So what do they invest in? They put 45% of their capital into alternative investments. They don't want to hold public equity. Their view is public equity is fully valued. They certainly don't want to own bonds. Their portfolio is not 60-40. They want something else. And something else is more like real estate or something private or some special situation. But what's the best alternative investment? Bitcoin's the best alternative investment. Just a little bit of inspection will demonstrate that it's uncorrelated to currencies, corporations, or counterparties. No corporate execution risk, no currency debasement risk, and none of the counterparty risk that comes with bonds and credit and the like. It's global, it's non-sovereign, it's a store of value. It's liquid, and this is the irony of ironies. Everybody thinks Bitcoin is risky because it's volatile. It's volatile because it's not risky. It's the lowest risk thing you can own in the world because it's the thing that has the most risk stripped away. The reason it's volatile, it's that it's the most desirable, most accessible thing. And why is it the best alternative asset? Because it's the longest duration asset. Every other good idea is gone. Bitcoin, the best asset class. It's an entire ecosystem of products, services, companies, securities, derivatives, and professions. It's the global digital asset network. It's the internet of money. It's the securities, or Bitcoin-backed securities, are being issued worldwide, everywhere, at an accelerating rate. This year, you saw an explosion of spot ETFs in the US, but look at all the ETFs in Hong Kong. Look at all the ETFs in Europe. This is the beginning, right? Every one of these companies is joining the ecosystem. They're securitizing. And it's not just this MicroStrategy security. Options are security. There are options and derivatives on the securities. There are bonds on the securities. This is exploding. It'll continue. Every Bitcoin miner is a security. One day there'll be 1,000 securities or 10,000 securities, all backed by Bitcoin. Same with corporate treasuries. Bitcoin treasuries are growing rapidly. They keep this chart up every month. It's never declining. The chart's not ever decreasing. It only goes one way. Bitcoin is a capital ratchet. It's a one-way ratchet. Archimedes said, give me a lever long enough and a place to stand and I can move the world. Bitcoin is the place to stand. The leverage is coming via all these securities, all these corporate treasuries, and the leverage is getting to be extreme. The more leverage that gets put on this network, the bigger the network's going to get. And a final few points, Bitcoin's the best bank. It's a savings account for billions of people. No company, no currency, no country, no agenda. It's egalitarian, it's open. Bitcoin's the best path to peace. It's open, permissionless, transparent, decentralized. It's a fair and equitable way to settle differences between global counterparties that have conflicting interests. It's not just the path to peace, it's the path to prosperity. This is a global monetary network giving equal property rights to all economic classes in every nation. Where are we now? Bitcoin's on a path of evolution from the idealist to the institutions. The first dozen years, it was the era of the idealist. What was 2020 to 2024? The crazy years. Starting with COVID, ending with the approval of the spot ETFs. It was the crazy years. What's going to happen to crypto? Who's going to control crypto? Will it be regulated? Will Bitcoin be banned? Will it be hacked? Will it be copied? We resolved that in those 4 years, and now we've come out of the crazy years. Now we're in the era of institutional adoption. Institutions, corporations, and investors are going to define the future of this network from 1 trillion to 100 trillion. And that's appropriate. From 2008 to 2020, the network went from 0 to 150 billion. And between 2020 and 2024, it went from the 150 billion to 1.4 trillion. So you can see how this is lining up. Of course, institutions and corporations are going to join this network. It's a monetary network. At the end of the day, you have a monetary network, then people with all the money that run the money, that need the money are going to join the network. So in summary, look, Bitcoin's the best idea. There's no more powerful idea than the digital transformation of capital. What are you going to do with this? You're going to improve your life, your family, your product, your service, your company, your institution, your government, or your world. Improve them all. It's pretty straightforward how you do it. You've got pure economic energy. It's not the solution to every problem in the world. It's just the solution to half the problems in the world. But every other problem in the world, you're going to need economic energy or economic power to solve it. And this is how you harness and channel that power. No force on earth can stop an idea whose time has come. This is an idea, its time has come, it's unstoppable. The Bitcoin is the best. Once you've found the best idea, everything you can invest your time and energy in is dilutive, everything else. So I suggest study Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin, hold Bitcoin, build on Bitcoin, advocate Bitcoin, defend Bitcoin, and then you can enjoy Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, there is no second best.